So, me coming up here is like 2 miles. This is a 2 mile walk to get here. And then it's a 2 mile walk to get back to where I reside. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a trek, a 4 mile walk. Right now I'm 63 hours fasted. When I was younger, in my mid 30s, or late 30s, I went up to Mount Rainier, and that fast I did for 96 hours. That was a 96-hour fast. I did, and I broke it with Taco Bell too. That was like a weird, man. So what happened was, like, I went up there. I think I was fasting for a couple days, and then I went up there for a couple nights, and it was cool. The problem was, like, there's a lot of families there, and they're eating, and and I'm kind of like, I could hear them eating, and I want to eat. Probably should have just drowned it out, the noise. That probably would have been best with noise cancellation, and I think that works out pretty well. A lot of different situations, noise canceling out. So, like, I went hiking in there, and man, it was probably like 20 miles, like, all together, of the hiking through the mountains and stuff like that. Pretty cool experience. I took some sugar just in case, but I knew I wasn't gonna need it because I'm not a diabetic. Thankfully, I'm not a diabetic. I think that I'm relatively healthy, especially since I eat a lot of crap. And that's something that I struggle with, is my diet. The whole yo-yo dieting. Like, I've done a lot of fasting this last, man, like since 2016, I've done almost 10 years of, like, it's probably a little bit before I, like, dabbled in it a little bit, but I know in 2017 I made a video that had like a couple of thousand views or something. It's talking about fasting when you're, like, working out while you're fasting or whatever. Like, there's nothing of that out there. People, like, testing themselves. The one that I know that tested themselves a lot was Cole Robinson from Snake Diet. And I just don't have the extra time to test myself like that. Like, I'm not gonna work a regular job and fast like this. It's just not gonna happen. I can do intermittent fasting, but if you're gonna do long-term fasting like this, you want to be around peace. You want to be around quiet. You don't want a lot of distractions, a lot of, like, agitation. You don't want that. You want to have less agitation as you can get. So, for, like, instance, like, man, I'm still a little bit high. I wish I could smoke out here, but I can't. It's so, like, I don't want to get in trouble, you know what I mean? And it's disrespectful to other people out here. Like, if it was, like, in the middle of winter or something, I came out here, like, yeah, that's cool, because there's literally gonna be nobody back here. But there's other people that don't want to smell that shit, and I don't blame them. It could probably be annoying. So like I feel about cigarette smoke, so that resonates with me. So I think that we should definitely have smoking places. Most places are off limits to smoking weed, obviously, but we should have some that we do have smoking. And another thing too is we need to have, like, more places for, like, people to park in all the cities with their cars if they're homeless, man? Like if you can't provide housing and people have to live in their cars, like it's already humiliating to have to live in your car. I haven't had to do it, and I hope I don't have to do it. You know, but it's I guess if I have to do it, I have to do it. And then like in my situation, it's kind of like if I was to do it, I would just probably get like here's the problem is my kid lives with me, so it's like I can't even do that. You know what I mean? So if it was just me on my own, I would just go get some type of like work van looking thing, slap a logo on the side like a plumbing logo, and put a hard hat in the front. You're good to go anywhere. You're good to go to sit anywhere, you know what I mean? So it's just yeah. So like that's like the perfect thing to have. I mean, it kind of sucks to drive it around, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. So like it's like, you know, today's cloudy day. I like these days. The big sunny days is, I mean, don't when you're like a single person and you don't have anybody, it's kind of like it's not as enjoyable, I guess. So yeah, and considering I think I've been all by myself for the last like long-term relationship I had was like since like 2015, I guess. Yeah, but it's supposed to rain tonight, and yeah. Man. So, like, I don't know. Okay, so the JFK files. The JFK files. Yeah, that like I didn't bother reading any of them. Why would I bother? I figure like everyone else would get it real quick. I don't have the clout, so it doesn't matter anyway. You know what I mean? So like, what am I gonna read through all that stuff or what? For what? Dude. I see like a dark figure ahead. I don't know. I don't think I should go back here today. I don't know what it is, but I seen like a dark figure just like sitting there looking at me. And I don't think it was a person. And I'm just like, hi. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. It's just seemed like a dark figure just looking at me, and dude, I don't mess with cryptids by myself. You know, it's could be on a person, but yeah, I kind of don't feel like it. And you know what? Maybe you guys will see it when I'm walking. Maybe you'll see it in the background. So, yeah, like I just it's probably a person, man. I'm probably just like freaking myself out or whatever, but you know, I'm high, and when you're high and like walking by yourself in the woods, even if it's like a park or whatever, it's not like it's a very timid woods. It's it could be creepy. You know what I mean? It could be creepy. So, you know, when I see a dark figure standing there looking at me a couple times, and I'm like, it's probably a person, man. It probably is a person, but I just, yeah, like, I just don't feel like it today. Kind of didn't feel like making a video anyway, but I wanted to force myself, you know, since I'm fasted and everything, like I'm fasted for 63 hours now. And, you know, I just walked over 2 miles up here, and I should have went. I should have kept going, huh? I'm just like high, dude, and I just like don't really want to walk, and I'm high, and you know, maybe I should come back out here at night and see what happens. No, I'm good. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a quick video, and yeah, I think that's I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about. Like the JFK, like I knew there wasn't gonna be nothing that they came out. They would have already destroyed it. The evidence, you know, the same thing goes for the Epstein files, and probably the Martin Luther King files. You know, it's probably the same thing for all of them. I will go back there, but I'm not gonna go back in the woods. Not in the woods today. Damn, I'm all wet now. So I just don't want to go, especially like now I'm all wet. But I gotta walk back like this. Kind of sucks. So like, what was I talking about? Okay, like the JFK, like all that's gonna be destroyed. You know, like we couldn't wait for the release, and now they've been released, and there's really nothing. Really nothing. The same thing will happen with the UFOs, and you know, I want to see arrests, man. I want to see people held accountable. I think that I don't know what this is, man. I don't know. I think this could be some type of a simulation. You know, I wouldn't put it past everything. Like I don't know. You know, and I'm wondering like, where's the off button? Like, how long is this going to go on? You know, You know what I mean? So, yeah, so the thing is, I'm an empathetic person, man, and I feel energies and stuff like that. Uh, this was pretty hard for me. Um, Coming out here, like I used to come out here, and I went through lots of trauma out here, man. And then trying to brush it off and keep moving forward was like not very easy. So, yeah. Sun's coming out now a little bit, but yeah, you know, like the JFK, like, okay, man, I know they're not gonna get it all right, but like, we need to see a major change, man. We need to get off of our we need to get off of our currencies onto something that like actually has value, you know. I can't get through here anyway. It's still a lake right here. It's still a lake. So, yeah, I can't go back there anyway from this way. I'd have to go the other way around. Yeah. I came out here the other day, and it was completely swamped, but it still hasn't gone down at all. So yeah, it's just with like, I just try to be thankful, man. You know what I mean? So I just try to be thankful. It's like, have gratitude at least, like, because things could be like a lot worse. I'm just coming up here for myself to check out how bad the flood is. I don't know, I just got a creepy vibe earlier. I don't know what that was, man. Creepy vibe. I know it probably was just a person, but it's just like you see a dark figure a couple times, and it's just like it's looking at you. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, it's like a swamp. So yeah, can't get through that place. It goes all the way around. So this is the thing, like when you buy land, you want to make sure you buy high land, not sit down and buy cheap land that's gonna get flooded like this. Because you don't want to be flooded, man. You know what I mean? I mean that's like common sense, but like what I've noticed nowadays is people, they lack a lot of common sense, and they lack a lot of awareness. I think a lot of people are just on robotic mode, and like they're here but they're not. I do that a lot, especially like when I have to go to work and stuff. Like the last thing I want to do is sit here and think about my job. Trying to think about other things, other creative endeavors. But it's like, it's so weird. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Because like I came from a time where, you know, back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s pretty much, where people were all like social, and I was the outcast. I was the one that wasn't very social and the introvert. And to see how introverted everyone has become, and I think it's because of the lockdowns, man. Because like what it does is, and this is what I feared about like people's psychology from the lockdowns is you know, having that type of a change where you can't go out and be extroverted, because a lot of people were extroverted. Now a lot of people are introverted, especially the youth. And that's why I relate with the youth so much. A lot of them are introverted. I think I was just like kind of ahead of my time, you know, nothing special. But where I was at, like, things were a lot different where I was raised. So things have changed in society dramatically since I've been alive, and I've had to shift. I've seen political parties completely dissolve whatever their belief systems were for, I don't know, for destruction. You know, to completely hand over everything to the radicals is crazy, man. You know, like the average voter, they don't like radical stuff, man. They want to have civilization. They want to be able to like have peace, enjoy their family, and try to enjoy their life. They don't want to go to war or be in a war zone or do any of that crap. Like, all that crap needs to end, man. Serious. All I seen was the world get more hostile under Biden, and you know, when Trump was in there, it was pretty chill. And I think it's gonna, he's got a lot of shit to like the left is like blah 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 this and that, and it's like, dude, you was handed a piece of crap, man. Dude's got to try to like tinker and try this out and fix this, and like dude was almost like tried to be like, he was actually shot, you know. So it's just like, what is the problem with you people? Like, we want moderates. Both sides need to be moderate. We don't need no radicals on either side. The radicals need to be cast away. They need to be rejected. Like, hey, listen, man, we don't want that crap here, because we're not going to get violent. We're going to control ourselves. We're going to conduct ourselves in a civil manner as much as we possibly can, until we exhaust like every single avenue. We can't exhaust it no more. But you know, here's the thing is, like, the dollar like, it's okay, man. Like, we could still use it in some type of way, like some type of digital cash. But you know, probably I don't know what they're gonna use, what infrastructure for crypto they're gonna use. You know, they said the ones that they want to hold. So that's should tell you everything right there about which ones to invest in. Like, for me, like, I like Bitcoin the best, man. Like, that's me, and all the rest are just kind of like leeching off of Bitcoin. That's what I kind of think about them. They're good though. I don't think they're bad, but I think that Bitcoin is the ultimate decentralized form of a ledger. It's the best thing that we can have right now. These people are just standing there. That's unfortunate. So I guess I'll go this way, because this ditch might look cool on the camera, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I got a video of the cryptid back there. maybe I should just go around and go back into the woods. My buzz is kind of wearing off, so yeah, I'm kind of like, dude, I'm gonna stop smoking weed, man. Like, okay, I'm trying to use weed as a crutch, and I know it's kind of like, oh, you're smoking weed, don't you get the munchies? Like, yeah. So I liked smoking weed. It was one of my favorite things to do. When I first got up here, I smoked a lot of weed. And yeah, so that's that. I smoked a lot of weed, and you know, I don't know if I'm ever coming back here again. I might come back to visit, but I don't know when that'll be. So I definitely won't come back here poor. You know, I definitely want to make sure that I have my own place. Like, I'm buying property somewhere, buying a house somewhere. I'm not gonna come back poor, man. That's for damn sure. The housing market, we need to see a correction, and that's hurting people. What's happening right now is you have a lot of illegals, hopefully are being deported. People that shouldn't be here shouldn't be here. We should only allow people here that aren't living off the system. So I don't know what to tell you. If you want to help these people out, then you can start a GoFundMe, Democrats. Use your own money. Like, I don't know why it's that fucking hard for these people, because they want to use everybody else's money for their own like causes, and it's just like, use your own money, okay? I don't like to see anyone suffer, but like, you're causing people to suffer, and you're causing Americans to suffer, man. Like, stop. You don't understand like the economic crunch that the working class and middle class have taken. Credit card debt's at an all-time high. Me, I just consolidated some of my credit cards. So like, you know, my credit score is garbage now. And it's like, a lot of people are check to check right now. And they can't lose their job. There's not where I'm at. Sure, I can probably find a couple of jobs, you know, service jobs. I might be able to get hired into like a Walmart or something like that. Which I just, like, for me, if I was living in a nice apartment or something like that, you know, and I would just get a different job. But since I'm living in a piece of shit apartment, it's kind of like, and my credit just took a huge hit, and I don't have a job no more. So it's just like, I need to move somewhere where I got family close, you know. I need to live somewhere where I got family close. Maybe I'll go walking in this one. So, how much is 30 minutes? This will probably take a minute. Yeah, so like, it's really weird, man. It's really weird. Like, yeah, people are trying to survive out here, and you know, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not very easy. So it's just like, I feel bad for people who have kids. If you have a good job, you should be able to be okay. As long as you have a stable job, you should be able to be fine. But because I had kids during the recession too, so like it's just like hold on to the job you have, and especially if you work with something that has to do with food, like you'll be solid, because like everybody needs to eat, you know, like we're not like, so like I don't mind working at Walmart or anything like that, any of these grocery stores or wherever, man. I don't care. I'll go work at a tire place changing tires, or I'll apply everywhere, and I'll work a couple jobs to try to get my shit together, and my kid too, you know what I mean? Maybe I get into a place and I you know, if he's kind of slower off in getting into a place, he's got to get a vehicle. Like I can get a job started and then be like, hey, listen, man, I gotta quit this job, but my kid, man, you want to hire him to take my place? Something like that. Hopefully he's not gonna work that long. Hopefully he finds a job relatively quickly. It'd be nice. So like, I really liked Michigan, man. I did. I just didn't like all the suffering. Like there's a lot of like negative energy in this area where I've lived, and I haven't helped matters. It kind of, you know, it's we've been having like people leave the state for a reason, man. A lot of people are leaving the state. It's just too much to live. Like you can't charge more. Like if you don't have any jobs, and the only jobs there are basically service jobs, doing 40 hours of that job should be able to pay all your bills. You shouldn't have to work multiple jobs. But that's how it is, and like, you know, for me, I think that there's nothing here for me, man. Like, no woman here, no prospects of a woman, and no job. You know, things might change in the future, but like right now, it's just like everything's telling me that I need to leave. I've been miserable since I've gotten here. That's why, like, I smoked weed all last year, basically. I've been here almost 2 years. And for, like, the first year, like, I didn't really smoke weed. Like, I think I was good about all the way up until, like, Halloween or something like that. And I started, like, vaping. Then I vaped all that Christmas, trying to hide it from my kid. And then there's an airport right here, which is pretty cool, man. Like, you can sit here and watch airplanes take off and then land, you know. People probably sit on this little pipe over here. Yes, airfield right there. And people probably sit on these pipes and spectate, which is probably pretty cool, man. Like, yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, my dad was worked on an Air Force base, so like he lived there. And whenever I went to visit, I got to see F-16s land and take off all the time. And that was pretty sweet, being a little kid seeing that. But so for me, it's just kind of, I'm desensitized. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but you know, maybe not all of Michigan is bad. It's just mostly this area where I'm at. So like if I didn't screw up my credit and I had another job to go to, like, here's the problem is we're going through a recession as well. And this place gets hit hard with the recession. I made it through my last job because of the recession, and I felt like we've been in a recession, like a half recession. So it's just the people at the bottom feel it, because you're not, the people up top, they just absorb the new high prices and they don't really care. They're just like, whatever, I'm good, because they make a lot of money. But so like, maybe I'll completely fail where I'm going. Maybe I won't get hired and I'll just have to like go through all my resources and then be screwed. Like, that might happen, man. Like, but what I feel like is, since my apartment is fucked in multiple ways and I need to move and I don't have a good credit score, so it's gonna be tough. I think it's probably gonna be tough where I'm moving to. I'm gonna get a ledger, but like, they think that you're not reliable because you got credit score hit, when it's kind of like, dude, we're all like stressed out, man. Like, seriously. But yeah, if I don't have a place to stay, I guess I'll stay at my mom's in the living room on the floor or something like that. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Definitely want to get our own place, so like, gotta figure that out. That's what I'm gonna be figuring out next month. And it's like, I just want to take this week to kind of like self-reflect. A lot of people don't get this type of chance where they could take a week off, and since I've had a lot of time off anyway, it kind of feels like I don't know have I been wasting my time the last couple of months just playing video games? Did I waste it? What do I learn? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, the job market for people who have like computer stuff, you're screwed. Like, I remember like 10 years ago, it was the hot thing to go into. Like, that's gonna be the future. But nobody's hiring. And why is that? Because AI is gonna replace all those jobs. So it's just like, I'm glad I didn't waste my time learning that stuff. I mean, I can learn like a general, have some general knowledge on it, but I don't need to become a specialty. So that's the thing, is like, what do I invest my time in for a specialty? I've always thought it was worthless going forward in my life to learn how to fix cars. I mean, I probably can do replace some things, you know. The thing that worries me is like diagnosing the problem, but you know, everything's becoming electric, so it's just kind of like, it's kind of worthless to learn all that stuff if I'm never going to use it. I mean, I still have a regular combustible engine, but like, hopefully it's all replaced by like autonomous vehicles that makes it really, really cheap to move. We need energy to be cheap. We need to come up with a new form of energy that like makes it really, it breaks people free from the chains of oil or utilities. If we come up with like a free energy source like the sun, something like the sun, that just like keeps everything like in a nice manner, you know, not crazy, like yeah. So what I will say too is like, people who go hiking, stick to the path. Don't venture off of the path. You don't want to get lost to wherever you're going hiking. So like, yeah, stick to the path. That's like the main thing, and that's just like common sense, but it seems like a lot of people don't have it. And if I can't see where I'm going, that's a problem. And what you're supposed to do too is tell people where you're going and what time you should be back. And so if you're not, and you know, you're possibly somebody that, you know, maybe work will start worrying about you, and then like kind of, but they really just kind of think that you quit or something, you know what I mean? They're not gonna really, unless there's like somebody from work that's your buddy. But yeah, hiking's pretty cool. I like to hike. It'd be cool to have like somebody to hike with. That would be amazing. It'd be cool to like travel around. I just wish I had like, if I had like, didn't have to worry about money, I would just travel around America and check out different places, man. You know what I mean? I would love to go check out the Capitol. I've never seen that. I would love to check out New York. I've never seen that. I'd love to go up to Boston, and man, living in Maine would be probably pretty sweet. I heard it's really expensive to live up there, but you know, that would be a really cool place to live. There's not a lot there. Sounds kind of like a halfway progressive, halfway not progressive. You know, all the states up there are pretty progressive. We just need people to come back down to reality. That's all. You know, all that stuff that just happened with like these people needing attention, and people are going to do whatever they have to do to get views. So they will put their lives at risk. They will do dumb things just to make the film and put it on the internet and possibly get lots of views and go viral and possibly become famous. It's hard to maintain fame. So like, fame is a weird thing. If you look at fame and you study fame, you look at people who used to be like really famous. I remember like growing up, you know, I heard about these people like, you know, you heard about Babe Ruth and people like that or whatever. And like they carry their fame, especially like if there's somebody like Babe Ruth or like a Hank Aaron. But once they get towards the end of their life, if they're like out of the spotlight, you know, they're not on like sports shows or something like that, which that would probably be the easiest transition because you already know a lot about your sport. And you just go and talk about your sport. But you know, it is weird. It's so weird to see like Instagram models reject sports stars. So weird. And these guys are living like Michael Jordan. Like that's how they're basically. They have all the spotlight. Like there's it's not just one that lives like Michael Jordan. There's a couple that because like nobody lived like Michael Jordan back in the day. Now you're seeing multiple athletes live like that. But then you see like people's fame like drop off a little bit. Like if they don't stay in the limelight, you know, you don't continue to provide content of the stuff that got you famous, then you're gonna trail off, you know what I mean? So it's weird because like if you look at the trees, they're all bare, so it's still what it feels like right now to me, since like a little bit of gray, is it kind of feels like a November. That's what it feels like. You know, the trees are bare now, and we went through October. That's the big thing, is I like places like this where you have seasons. I like the seasons changing, man. A lot of people don't like the snow. I like the snow. I want to get a house and make it a Christmas house all the time. That's what I want my house to be like, just a Christmas house. Leave it up all the time. It's gonna be like, there's a store that's Christmas year round. It's called Bronner's here in Michigan. It's pretty sweet. Huge Christmas store with like everything you need. And there's another place called Frankenbooth. Is like they kind of look like old school European huts or like design in any way, like Dutch possibly, I don't know. And it looks cool. It looks cool, like the little town over there, and you know, it would be cool to live in some place like that. You know what I mean? Um, there's places like that in Washington State where, you know, you got yearly festivals and stuff like that where people make a big deal about it. That'd be pretty cool, and I wouldn't mind doing something like that. And just being a server, I don't care, dude. I can serve people. It's like, it's not a big deal. I've done it. I've been a fast food supervisor before, man. So like, I have no problem leading a crew. I have no problem counting money. You know, I have no problem leading a shift. I didn't even try for it, and a lot of people seemed envious because they gave it to me so quickly. So, but I didn't like the way that the lady was. I thought that she was a bad manager. I just didn't like the way she did things, so I just quit. And then I went and found a job at Subway. And like, man, I'm fine making this. I'm fine making, doing these jobs. Like, I don't care. Oh, you're old and like you do these jobs. Kind of like, I'm not gonna do it forever. You know, it's just something like, to help me, get a bunch of money really, really quickly. So, you know, if I can work a couple fast food jobs, whatever, flipping burgers, you know, work basically every day for like at least 3 months, man. Should be able to gnaw away a lot of my financial woes. And you know, like, we'll see what happens. Maybe we can't find jobs because we're in a recession and nobody's hiring as soon as we get there. And then like, but I gotta think positive, you know what I mean? I gotta be like, I try to be positive. You know, for most things, most ideas, I try to be positive. You know, like moving to Washington State, I was trying to be positive, and I immediately knew I messed up. But I didn't really. I made the best out of it. You know what I mean? And maybe it was a huge mess up. Well, it seems like so far it was a mess up moving here. But I mean, the only thing I really accomplished was like getting me and my son to vote for Trump. And did it really matter? I mean, not really. They would have, like, we didn't really, kind of felt like over the last couple of years I was bringing some type of good energy with me. You know, Michigan won the championship this year. The Chiefs won the championship the other, and it looked like the Lions were in a good position this year. And yeah, I think they're going to be in good position next year too. But we'll see. The thing is about the state is like, it's kind of progressive, man, and I think that, who knows, man, there could be lots of jobs here when one day after I leave. That's what it kind of seems like. It seems like the timing for me in my life is always wrong. It's always horrible. But you know, everything seems to usually work out, and I feel protected. I feel like protected in a lot of different type of situations. Whether if it's just myself or God not letting out the floodgates of like really bad stuff happening all at once, you know what I mean? So I do feel protected. Like, I'm supposed to keep moving forward. You know, like I've had thoughts of I had creativity. You know, I've had a lot of creativity this last couple of years. It's pretty much ran out now. Not saying I don't have it, because I've done this before where, you know, I was really creative and then I kind of put it away. Just worked. And then like I don't know. I didn't really try to use it until recently. Where I started making songs or whatever that are big flops. So, you know, I made songs back in the past. You know what it is? I'm just old, man. That's all. That's what it comes down to. I'm old. I'm not the best looking person. And I'm not the most interesting person either. So like when I do talking or whatever, a lot of people don't want to hear what I have to say. It's like that in real life too. Like any type of situation, I always feel like the little dog. And now I was like, man, it'd be cool to feel like the big dog for once, you know, like it'd be so cool if crypto just was like overnight blew up. Like everyone started FOMOing. We need a trigger for that to happen though, but and then like I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. That's awesome. That helps me out a ton. And then it feels good to be a big dog. You know what I mean? Instead of always like being the little guy. I'm just like tired of being a little guy, you know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. I guess I'll go through life as a little guy. I've been doing it so far. Another thing too is like, I do plan on smoking weed again because like, if I'm gonna live like a normal, like boring life where it doesn't matter how much intellect I really have, like with knowledge about things, especially like politically, why bother? You know what I mean? I'm not making money off of it. I'm not getting clout. Like the whole thing with clout is, the side thing from clout is money. So I can't get clout, and that's been the struggle. And possibly I'm not supposed to. You know, maybe I'm just supposed to not have clout, and because I feel like I might be being protected. And that's fine. Like, it's cool. But like, yeah, I definitely need to smoke weed, escape reality, because reality is so boring, man. It sucks. Like, unless I had like a really good woman or something like that, you know, there's not really any. For what, man? Like, what? I gotta stay in the straight and narrow for what? I haven't really been inspired here. There's not hardly any. Like, most of the women aren't single, man. So I don't know what to say. Like, it's been very scarce. But I do think that that's gonna change because, I've since I'm jobless, I haven't laughed at anybody losing their jobs. I haven't jeered, and I try to like stop talking so much smack too, and stop like judging other people. Me not having a job and being in this situation that I'm at is like, I can change things. I can still change things, but yeah, it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy. You do the best you can in this life. So like, I used to go in there and talk a lot of like troll people all the time, and you know, maybe that gave me some bad vibes. I know it made me angry. So I haven't really been listening to much content lately, and I know I'm here and there, but it's kind of like, I just reached a point where I'm just like, I'm done. Like, kind of like when Forrest Gump stops running and he's like, I want to go home. That's kind of like where I'm at with the content. Like, what else do I need to learn? I'm about to occupy my time with nothing but work. So I'm trying to ramp myself up by like kind of just enjoying this peace and quiet until my life becomes like hell, where I'm tired and I'm burnt out. You know, it's nice to have a couple of months off or something like that. I didn't mean for it to have this much time off, but you know, you gotta. Well, I try to give it a chance. I try to find a job here, and I didn't really try that hard because I knew because I knew we were in a recession, man. That's why I really didn't try that hard here. Yeah, I tried a little bit, but from what I've seen out there, for what they pay, and just kind of like, yeah. So I already know, like, you know, like it's the employer's world again. It always is their world. I'm just like tired of it. You gotta be happy with your employer and do this and that and whatever. Yeah, so I hate working. I hate the job I just did. I pretty much hated all the jobs that I've done in my life. So at this point in my life, it's kind of like I'm going all in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin for me, that's the one that I like the most. And I'm going to try to go down there and just try to work as much as I can and acquire as much as I can. I gotta get a place. We get that. Talk to my mom tomorrow or next month about that, and see if I can't wire some money or something that, like, so we have a place to go into right away. That's what happened last time. We'll see if it happens that again. You know what I mean? Because I feel confident we'll be able to get a place. And yeah, it's just like yeah, it's a change, constant changes. What was this, 58 minutes? Wow. So I have to try to stay positive, and if the bad things, like if bad things happen more and more, like this time when I drove up here, with my car towing a little trailer, little U-Haul trailer. I can't believe that I did that. That was crazy. There's no way in hell I'm doing that now, because I wanted to be cheap. And yeah, there's no way in hell I'm gonna put my car through that now. So this time I'm gonna get a truck and then just like tow the car. And I thought about, like, us like just like renting a vehicle or something like that, but like I don't think he feels comfortable doing that. So, but we're gonna have to get a place. He's gonna have to get a car. We're gonna get jobs, get everything situated relatively quickly. And then try to get things going as quick as possible. And that's, I'm going to use next month to get sober. Probably going to try to get more physically fit, use the gym as much as I'm going to be bored anyway. Like, I won't have anything to do. I might be going to the gym a couple of times a day. So like I won't be getting high. I gained a lot of weight, dude. Like, I look like crap. So like I'm fasting right now. I did a I'm 63 hours in right now, and I did a 67-hour one a couple days ago. Like, so what I did is I did a 67-hour fast, and then the last time I ate, which I ate fast food, was crap food, but I fasted like 24 hours, I think. I don't know, somewhere around there. It was like a 20-hour fast, and then now I'm into this fast. So like, that's a lot of fasting. I'm gonna try to go longer with this fast. See how long I can go. I mean, obviously, like the main goal would be like 7 days to be able to go like, yeah, I've been done a 7-day fast. I really don't like dry fasts. I've done a couple of them where it's like, I've done like a couple of 36-hour dry fasts. But like, I did a couple 48s, and it's just like, man, that day, all you're thinking about is like, can't wait till this is over. And you're just trying to distract yourself, and you don't feel like going anywhere or doing anything. You feel like immobile. It's not a fun feeling, but it does a lot of it's really healthy for you, you know what I mean? Like, it's just miserable, especially like if you're addicted to caffeine. Oh man, then you have headaches and stuff, so it's just like a really miserable time. And I'm addicted to caffeine. I try to get off the caffeine, and I did good, and it's like a week later, I'm still having withdrawals and shit. I'm like, what? Because I came off of caffeine before, and it only took a couple of days, and I'm like, why am I still having headaches? I'm like, oh shit, it's probably mold right here. It's probably making me feel like shit. This is why I feel like crap, you know? So that's what I think, man. That's what I think. And I'm just trying to make it, man. I'm trying to survive, you know, do the best I can. Not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Never gonna be perfect. You know, and I'm putting teams together. I like, oh man, you know how many times I reset? But I think, you know, I think it is because I like to trade. That's what it is I like putting teams together. I love making deals. It's a weird thing that I don't like to be that I'm not a salesman. It's just because I don't know. I'm not really that outgoing. So I probably would have been if I wasn't isolated. But it's cool, man. It is what it is. Like, I am what I am, and you know, I've done a lot of soul searching in this life. Damn, it's over an hour. So, but yeah, like, okay, the JFK files, those things, like, I knew they weren't going to be nothing. Like I said, they're not going to be nothing. The whole Epstein thing is a weird thing. The Epstein list, like, when that comes out, it's going to be nothing as well. It's like, that's why, like, kind of don't care, you know. Let's get these wars over, you know. So I guess people, you know, I don't know what people want war, you know. I don't know. I'm pretty anti-war, man. I don't, you know, like the cartels and stuff like that. Like, they cause problems to our community. So when you're causing problems to our community, then we have a problem. And I kind of view them as like terrorists, man. They're terrorizing communities. Same with like gangbangers or whatever. Like, you're terrorizing your community, and people don't want to narc. They don't want to snitch. Because a lot of it's because of fear, man. They're afraid that they'll get shot up themselves. They'll be retaliated against. And it's stupid. It's like the whole mentality needs to be like eradicated. It's such it's a horrible like lifestyle. Now for like a movie or a video game like that, or like fiction, that's cool. It's cool, but like to live your life in that situation where it's like high crime and you're worried about what somebody's gonna do all the time. It's basically a low trust society. And for whatever reason, it's really popular right now with our culture. It was pretty popular when I was growing up, and it's pretty much stayed popular the whole time. And it's kind of like you really haven't evolved to anything. The mainstream rap is pretty much the same crap, man. It's very highly narcissistic, talking about just themselves. Talking about like drugs and like how cool they are. It's very narcissistic, man. That's what it is. Like, you ever hear that I did this, I did that? They're rapping about themselves. And that's what everyone is like into. And the whole twerking thing is like, I look at it as like, when it first came out, the twerking thing I thought was awesome, man. I thought it was cool, but now it's just so like cringe at this point to me. It's just like, when I was at the gym the other day and I seen this woman in like really baggy sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and I'm like, and she didn't look like she was like overweight or anything. I'm like, man, that's hot. That's crazy, and that's crazy for me to think that. Because they're all covered up. They are all uncovered. They show you everything nowadays. They wear those little tight yoga pants everywhere, and a lot of women just show their ass off everywhere. You know what I mean? They don't try to cover their ass. They try to show it off. And I appreciate it when it's just like me and her. Like, that should just be me and you type of deal. I appreciate when a woman like wears a dress. Like, I'll dress nice. I have no problem dressing better. I dress like crap because like I just don't care. Like, I'm single. It costs money. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. It's just me. Nobody cares like that. I exist anyway. I mean, some people do, like my family or whatever, but like when I'm out and about, nobody cares. Like, they don't care what I drive. They don't care about what I'm wearing. I'm a background person to them, just like they're a background person to me. We all are living in our own stories, and it's weird to think about what makes a man nowadays and what doesn't. Should a man talk about his feelings or should he not? Well, for me, my experience is you probably don't want to get all gushy with the one that you're getting physically intimate with. I mean, you can do the cuddling, but you want to stay like stoic and rigid, tough, as much as possible. You can have a cry, of course. Something major happens, a major loss in your life, like somebody in your life passes on and that you really cared about. Yes, that's cool, but like they're not really attracted to somebody who's gonna act like, especially if they make them feel like they're your mom or something like that. That's gotta be like a creepy feeling, like you need to be consoled like they're your mom. And then like that's all of that is all that sexual desire will be gone relatively quickly. So like for me, it's like it kind of takes a special type of woman to deal with me, because I'm moody, I push people away. I'm nice though. I'm somewhat nice. I've kind of been in a bad mood this last couple of years, I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't had a woman around me. I mean, I don't know what to say. Women bring joy to your life. And coming back home to somebody is nice. So, not having one just makes you feel like kind of, ultra rigid. But, yeah, I think that's it for this video.